Oh. Hey, you. What am I doing, you ask? Definitely not making a video and watching Broad City to procrastinate for my homework. That's not what I'm doing at all. That's exactly what I'm doing. Oh gosh. Mess. An absolute mess. Don't. Oh gosh. There's like no way to make this look presentable because my apartment is just a freaking mess. And I'm staring at myself in the viewfinder, so that's good. I was planning on filming a cover, but I was practicing last night and I have a lot of excuses. One of them being that I'm in an apartment where I feel like the walls are pretty thin because I can like hear people when they pass by. So, I mean like outside my door, so I don't want to be of disturbance to other tenants in the, what is this, the apartment building. So I don't feel like I can belt as I would like to, so I haven't like properly sung in quite some time. I've been wanting to cover Sam Smith for quite some time, and then I just learned how to play an Adele song on the guitar because I'm like teaching myself how to play guitar, so like that's a thing. And I know it's just like practice and that's like all it is, but it's really annoying because I'm always wanting, this is gonna be a rambly video, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to sit through it, grab a cup of tea, grab a cup of coffee, and just watch me talk because this is what's going up tomorrow. So yeah, and I definitely am, I should be doing homework things, but honestly school is really stressing me out right now. It's really stressing me out, and yeah, so I'm constantly coming up with excuses as to why I can't do things, and or like knowing that I can and not feeling able to do them, if that makes any sense. So like for example with this whole cover thing, it's like, well, I wanted to do a cover of Sam Smith, and I also wanted to do a cover of a Technicolor song because I just saw the Technicolors. Not yesterday, was it yesterday? Not yesterday, but the day before that, I believe. And yeah, just like a really super dope band. Please definitely go listen to them. I'll link their Spotify, like I'll link their stuff in the description because they're just really freaking good, and they're so underrated, and they just like, they need more recognition, and they're just such a they're such a good band. Like every time I see them live, my mind is just blown. They're just all really great. Like I could talk forever about them. But anyway, yeah, I was gonna do a cover of their song Space Cadet, and I just like, I think I sound decent, but also like Brendan's voice is like crazy. He's like for real like one of my favorite voices. I think I sound decent when I cover it, but I feel like because I can't belt it out, like it just doesn't sound good. Same with Sam Smith songs. Like of course, like Sam just came out with a new album and I've listened to it a couple times through. So that's the adjective. That's like what's happening. My apartment is a mess, and I also have these little like this constellation vibe on my chin because I get like, this is gonna be like TMI, so if you wanna like skip over this, go ahead. They're sebaceous filaments, but they are really deep under the skin, and I can always feel them. And instead of going to get them like professionally removed, I just like pick at my skin forever, and that's what comes of it. I should like go get a facial probably, but a girl ain't got the money to be getting facials on the regs, so we'll see. Hopefully eventually I can like treat myself or something, but anyway. Oh, this is so dumb. Yeah, no, school is really stressing me out. I'm taking 5 classes, which I think on the average is 4 classes a quarter, but I'm a little behind, which is, I'm not like excited to admit, but you know, like everybody goes to school at their own pace, especially college, so it's like, you know, whatever. But I just want to graduate on time. Yeah, each quarter is 10 weeks, so I was like doing great up until like week 7 or 8 is when like other things, like me having a social life, it just like caught up with me, and I like missed a couple due dates, and so that's kind of like biting me in the butt. It's annoying because you would think that I would have like time to catch up, but it just feels like the way things ended up happening was it's really still affecting me. And like I'm getting my stuff in on time, but I'm doing one of those projects where everything is like accumulative, I think is the word. So it's like the work before is going to affect like your work in the future. So one of my pieces, because I turned it in late, didn't get feedback, so I'm kind of like going in blind, and I kind of have been, and like so I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. And it's an online class, so I'm a little too nervous to contact the professor because she doesn't seem like she really wants to help in the first place. And I know that's kind of dumb, but like I don't want to bother anybody else. That will be last resort. If I can figure out ways to do it by myself, figure out the answers on my own, I will do that instead of bothering people. And I know like professors are there to help, shouldn't be afraid to ask questions, blah blah blah, but that's just not how my brain works. That's just like, I don't know if it's like a pride thing or if it's like an anxiety thing or both. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but that's just kind of how I am. I've always kind of been a little headstrong in that regard. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like really stressed. It's week 9, so like why am I about to, I almost like started crying. I don't know. I'm like getting really emotional just talking about it. It's week 9, so obviously I told you we have 10 weeks, so I have this week, and then like next week is finals, and my mind is already on break, so I'm just, it was a really good week. It was a really good week. Went to 3 shows, which probably sounds like, okay, yeah, no wonder why you're like, you know, not doing too hot in school, which I'm doing fine. Like I'm really doing fine. It's just one of the classes that I'm just like stressed out about. But I really like, other than like going to shows and maybe like hanging out with friends and doing something low-key, like I don't really go out because I just like want to focus on school and want to do well. So I love how I'm telling you this as I'm procrastinating to do homework, but to remind you, I'm a professional procrastinator, so I will get it done and I will be okay. It's just a quiz, and then I think I have to watch a documentary for my cinema class, but that's about it. But anyway, otherwise, yeah, like I don't really go out and like party and things like that, but you know, on the occasion, whatever. On Halloween, on October 31st, I went to a Mute Mouse show, which was awesome. Hopefully I can insert a couple clips that I have from the show here. Looked like fun. One of my friends, he is like their biggest, hugest fan ever. Got me into them, and they're really, really dope, and I've seen them open for 21 Pilots a couple times, which is really cool. I know that they're good friends. And yeah, they just put on a really awesome show, and it was their last show of the tour, so I think they made it extra special, and it was just really, really cool. And it was just really awesome to see one of my good friends be so happy and like so stoked, because that's what I imagine me looking like at a main show. Because literally the next day, November 1st, I went to the Main's Modern Nostalgia tour. So basically they played 2 albums front to back. So they started with Lovely Little Lonely and then played American Candy. For any of you, just to put it in perspective, your favorite band plays 2 of their latest albums back to back, and it's just like a party. It's just really a party. And it was so awesome. I made new friends. I met up with old friends, and it seemed like a really weird day because, long story short, literally went straight from class. My phone was like dead. It was like at like 34%. So I'm like contacting my friend and saying, hey, I'm gonna be at the venue, blah blah blah, like just, you know, so we know where each other are. Doors open at 5. I get out at 4:10. I usually get out a little earlier, so I got out at 4. Hadn't eaten. I'm starting to get hungry, so, and my phone's dying, so I buy like a power bank and like a sandwich. And so normally I don't get a drink with my like sandwich and stuff, but this time I got a drink. Yeah, this has something to do with the story. I got a drink, get to the venue, and I thought I would be like sitting in line waiting for us to go in because it wasn't necessarily 5 yet. So, but I get there and they're like checking people in with full drink in hand, thinking that I would have time to eat my sandwich in line and drink my drink in line. But I literally got in, they were like, you have to drink that before you get into the venue. And I was like, it's like $2-3 right there. Like, I shouldn't have gotten the drink. And then I go in and I have like a little bag. I'm gonna grab it. This little backpack that does not even fit like my laptop in it, which is 13 inches. This is, I want to say, like 11 inches. And they were like, you have to check that in for $2. So I'm like, I don't have any cash on me, but I'm gonna check to see if like maybe I do. So I check, I don't have any cash. I'm looking for my debit card because I'm like, they must have an ATM in here somewhere. So I asked for the ATM and they're like, yeah, it's over there. So I'm looking through my wallet and I can't find my debit card. I'm like, crap. Like, I tried my credit card just because, like, you know, like, I was just being dumb. I was just like hoping that it would work. So obviously that didn't work, and I go to the lady who I had seen prior, but for the day before at the other show, and I was like, listen, is there any way that I could pay with my credit card? Like, I don't have my debit card, don't have any cash. And then she was like, she like turned to the coat check guy, or the bag check guy or whatever. She was like, Paul, take care of this for her. And they checked my bag for free, and I was like, yes, I love you, girl, thank you. Because it was just like another thing to worry about, and when I feel unprepared, it just is like, it's not a good feeling. And I go into the show, and it was so good. And so I met up with my friend and her boyfriend, and we just had a blast. There's a song called 24 Floors, which I'll link, and I knew I was gonna get a little emo, but I didn't think I would be sobbing the whole time, and I was like ugly crying. So I hope that nobody saw me, because I was just like genuinely ugly crying, like Kim K ugly crying. So yeah, and then they played, obviously they played A Night on Mars, and I was just like, me and Cindy's my friend's name. We were being so corny, we were being so cheesy. We were like hugging each other, like singing to each other. It was the cutest thing. I'm gonna like cry just think about it. I had such a good time. And then after, I met up with a friend that we had been Twitter mutuals for a really long time. And when I'm telling you the story, I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging in any way, and because she tweeted about it and I didn't even retweet it because I didn't want it to seem like, oh, look at me, how like cool of a person I am, because I just like, I don't, but I want to tell you this because this is how we met. So we had been mutuals for quite some time. She was tweeting at the Main, like, about how she couldn't go to the show because she didn't have, you know, the money to buy a ticket, and if she could get on the guest list, because the main, like, they'll be like, yeah, you can come to the show. Like, they'll give out albums for free, like, they're that type of band. So she was like, is there any way I can get on the guest list? Like, tweeting them. So I, like, DM'd her, and I was like, hey, let me buy you a ticket, because Halloween was her birthday. I was like, happy belated, like, don't even, she was like, oh my gosh, I'll pay you back. I'm like, nah, I got you, like, happy birthday, happy Halloween, happy Christmas, whatever, like, you need to make this not, like, an exchange. So I bought her a ticket, and we met up after the show, and this is a picture of us together. It was just like the best. And then after we were waiting in line to like talk to Kennedy, and I just struck up a conversation with somebody else who I found out that goes to my school. It was just really awesome. So we exchanged numbers, and then also like I had seen a girl that I'd seen from like at other shows, but she also looked familiar because I think I'd gone to school with her. I turned to her and I said, you look familiar. And I asked her if she was from where I like kind of grew up. And she was like, yeah, I thought you would just recognize me from shows. She's like, I recognize you from shows. And so it was just like this funny little like small world kind of thing. So we kind of made friends, and then you know, I introduced myself, and it was just like a really great rest of the night. Also, the freaking bands that opened up for the main were like so dope. One of them is called Night Riots, and I feel like their vibe is like spooky rock. Like, go listen to them, and I feel like you'll see what I mean. Like, it's like, I feel like that's my vibes, like spooky rock. And then Dreamers is super dope too. Oh, and the band that opened up for Mute Math, I missed Rome's because I got caught up with work, but Colony House were freaking so good. Like, I was just dancing my little heart out to their stuff, and I'll put like everybody's links in the description, because like if y'all need new tunes, I got you. Night Riots, Colony House, Dreamers, they were all really dope. Like, would recommend. Very fun, very cool stuff. Yeah, it was just a really good night. And then it was a Friday. I saw the Technicolors at Beat Kitchen. I saw Dodie there. The girl that I knew from my hometown that I went to school with, high school with, she was there, and she was like, she called me and she was like, Monika, and I was like, who's that? And I saw her and her sister, and we just like hung out the rest of the night, and it was really cool. Got to talk to the guys in the Technicolors, and they're all so dope and really chill, and they just do an awesome job. I could like, for really, I could like gush about them all the time, and I can just tell that they love doing what they do, and yeah, like, they just deserve everything in the world, and I just love them so much. Okay, I've been rambling. It's been like 20 minutes, so I don't even have my watch on. I'm like, that was kind of like a recap of my week, I guess, and I just wanted to talk about it because it's been like a really good and bad week. Because like in the back of my, I feel like I'm dealing with my stress pretty well. I haven't like cried about it yet. I haven't cried about it yet. But yeah, I think I'm dealing with my stress pretty decently because I haven't cried yet. I'm just like taking each day as it goes. And I think that's just what I need to do, you know? And my head's been cut off this whole time, but like, is that better? No, it's not, because my head is still cut off, but I just don't want you to see. Oh, I do not want you to see that. So we're gonna close up on my constellation. Pray for me for my next couple of weeks. So we got week 9 coming up. Next week is week 10 / finals, and then we got Thanksgiving times. I'm also doing a Friendsgiving, so like, pray for me. But then we got Christmas times, because what's nice about my school is that it's not like Thanksgiving break, we go back for finals, and then winter break. It's like Thanksgiving, and then I'm done till the next, I'm like is a break till the next year, which is super dope. Just wanted to like talk about my week because it was like definitely one to remember, and but there were other stressful times too. The stress is really catching up with me. I'm hoping to put out a cover probably next week. I don't know, but I want to do a cover, and I want to start writing, but I'm like scared to. See, this is me like making up excuses for myself. There's been a lot of points where I kind of spoke out a half thought where I probably didn't finish at my point, and I'm so sorry. If there's anything else that you wanted to know, which I really doubt it because like 2 people watch these videos, like let me know if anything was confusing. I'm so sorry. My brain is just rambling, and now my camera is blinking at me because I'm at 24 minutes right now. It's gonna be a butt in the pain to edit. Yep, a pain in the butt to edit. Whatever. I would much rather be talking to a camera than doing homework. I don't know why I'm dancing, but you know, A. Also, speaking of A's, this is like an awful segue, but I just recently listened to Bodak Yellow, and it's lit, as the children say, as the cool kids say. Speaking of cool kids, let me not. I had a rant to go on about cool kids, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Subscribe so we can be friends. I'll see you in my next video. Yeah, most likely next week. I'm still trying to get into this thing of making videos every week, but whatever. And I don't know why I'm dancing again. I'm in a dancing mood, but I'm on the inside, I'm dead. Jokes, right? Alright, peace easy, my dude. I will see you in the next video. I'm a wiggle. Okay.